It wasn't so long ago when a 4-core CPU was the most powerful processor on the market, but technology is evolving. Nowadays, 6-core processors are the most common with around 35% market share, according to Steam Hardware and Software Survey. However, there are quite a few people who have not yet upgraded and are facing a dilemma. I was one of them and finally decided to do it. In the next few minutes, you can see a comparison between quad and octa-core processor in synthetic benchmarks, web browsing, gaming, and productivity tasks. Let's start with a little history. In the end of 2016, AMD announced a new series of processors named Ryzen and delivered them in the first fiscal quarter of 2017. Ryzen is the consumer-level implementation of the newer Zen microarchitecture, a complete redesign that marked the return of AMD to the high-end CPU market, offering a product stack able to compete with Intel at every level. Having more processing cores, Ryzen processors offer greater multi-threaded performance at the same price point relative to Intel's core processors. Before that, the most expensive consumer CPU had 4 cores and 8 threads. To put that in perspective, today's $700 flagship from AMD, the 7950X3D, has 16 cores and 32 threads, and Intel's current $700 Raptor Lake flagship has 8 cores and 16 threads. In recent years, since the release of the first generation of Ryzen processors, the number of cores in a CPU is far more important for both gaming and productivity work than it used to be. But do you need more cores? It depends on what you use your computer for. I had decided to go with a 4-core processor until I felt the need for more. And that moment came, especially with the attractive price of Ryzen 5. The main characters in this video are the 4-core Ryzen 3 3100 and 6-core Ryzen 5 5600. Ryzen 3 3100 is a Zen 2 processor from 2010 with base clock of 3.6 GHz and boost to 3.9. Ryzen 5 5600 is based on the newer Zen 3 and was announced 2 years later. The base clock is a little bit slower at 3.5 GHz, but the boost is higher at 4.4. The L3 cache is bigger too. The MSRP price of the 3100 at launch was $99, while the 5600 was selling for $200. As of now, in May 2023, the prices are $86 for the Ryzen 3 and $138 for the Ryzen 5. Pretty good prices in my opinion. For a test system, I am using my main PC, so it's not a fresh and clean Windows 11 installation, but more realistic results can be seen this way. On the X570 motherboard, two 16GB sticks of DDR4 memory are located. The software is on a NVMe Gen 4 drive. The graphics card is a AMD Radeon RX 6600. Overall, a balanced system. For CPU cooling, I am using a budget air cooler from ID Cooling. It has 2 copper heat pipes and a 92mm fan. Let's start with the tests. On your screen you will see the results from synthetic benchmarks first. Geekbench 6 measures performance for everyday tasks using tests that model real-world applications. The 6-core Ryzen 5 has 32% higher score in single-core performance and 55% in multi-core. Cinebench tests 3D modeling, animation, motion graphic and rendering performance on multiple CPU cores. Ryzen 5 5600 scores 29% better score than Ryzen 3 3100 in single-core and 84% more in multi-core. For SuperPi fans, I am showing the results from a test that calculates pi to a large number of digits, 32 million in this test. The benchmark is used since 1995. Web browsing is one of the main tasks for the CPU. Several tests can benchmark a web browser performance. Jetstream 2 is the first one. It is a JavaScript and WebAssembly benchmark suite focused on the most advanced web applications. It rewards browsers that start up quickly, execute code quickly, and run smoothly. I am using a brand new installation of a Chrome browser without any add-ons. The next test is Speedometer 2. It tests a browser's web app responsiveness by timing simulated user interactions. WebXPRT is the last test from this category. It contains HTML5, JavaScript, and WebAssembly-based scenarios created to mirror the tasks you do every day. Photo enhancement, organize album using AI, stock option pricing, encrypt notes, and OCR scan using WASM, sales graphs, and online homework. The next group of tests is for productivity apps. Here, more cores will certainly be beneficial, but let's see the exact numbers. Blender is the free and open source 3D creation suite. It supports the entirety of the 3D pipeline: modeling, rigging, animation, simulation, rendering, compositing and motion tracking, even video editing and game creation. A demo scene with a car is rendered for 7 minutes and 24 seconds on the 4-core CPU and for 4 minutes on the 6-core CPU. With a more complex classroom scene, the elapsed time is almost 16 minutes and respectively 8 minutes and 28 seconds. Video encoding is another CPU-heavy task. I encoded a 1-minute 4K GoPro video to the two most popular modern codecs via handbrake. The encoding with the 6-core CPU is much faster. And the last test from this category is Photoshop. I created a Photoshop action to open, auto-level, resize and save 150 images. The 4-core CPU managed to finish the batch for almost 6 minutes, while the 6-core CPU managed to do it for 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Gaming is the last category to test, and the results are more interesting than I expected. For a start, the benchmark in Tomb Raider showed 9 more FPS, an increase from 94 to 103 FPS. But for the next 3 games there was almost no difference. Cyberpunk, Forza Horizon 5 and GTA 5 showed very little difference. This proves that for games 4 cores are still enough and there is no real need for more cores, at least in the games with a built-in benchmark that I've tested. I'm not sure how much the resolution matters either. I tested on 1080p. In general, a 6-core CPU is better than a 4-core CPU for tasks that can take advantage of multiple cores, such as video rendering, 3D modeling, and scientific simulations. Having more cores allows for more parallel processing, which can significantly increase the speed and efficiency of these tasks. However, for tasks that primarily rely on single-core performance, such as gaming, a 4-core CPU with higher clock speeds may actually perform better than a 6-core CPU with lower clock speeds. It ultimately depends on the specific use case and the workload being performed. Other factors such as cache size, memory bandwidth, and overall architecture can also affect the performance of a CPU, so it's important to consider all of these factors when comparing CPUs.